If you can, Ruth, let's draw the comparisons between what we saw in the United States and what we saw during Mussolini's rise, where he would get mobs of people to attack government buildings. That actually was part of his rise. I know we've shied away from calling Donald Trump a fascist over the past 5 years, but over the last month or so, there's been no doubt that you look at the definition of fascist, even on Wikipedia, and it fits too tightly for Donald Trump not to be called a fascist. Draw the parallels.
Yeah, one of the reasons I wrote the book was to show that this toolkit of corruption and violence and propaganda and the leader cult and the myth of national greatness, I'm going to save the nation, it's something that recurs, and Donald Trump ticks all the boxes. In fact, the first person to say, I'm going to drain the swamp and clean up the country was Mussolini. He actually used that term. And so Mussolini is also a great comparison because unlike Hitler, he was a prime minister of a democracy for 3 years. And the reason he declared dictatorship is that the leader of the socialist opposition had found out about his corruption, and he was fingered in the investigation. There was a special prosecutor. And to shut down the investigation as to his complicity in the murder of this socialist leader, he declared dictatorship. But he had gotten that far because he energized these paramilitaries, and he established the leader cult, and he used propaganda.
No, used propaganda, and Donald Trump, of course, used so many tools in that toolkit. He talked about violence, told followers as far back as 2016 if they didn't want Hillary Clinton to appoint any federal judges, well, they could vote, or they could actually apply what he called Second Amendment solutions. Time and again, he told people in his audience, beat up my opponents, I will pay your defense bills. I long for the days where they take people out in the on stretchers. He's been talking this way for 5 years now. It just came to a head January the 6th. And listen, I'm the first person to say, new presidents need to move on. They don't need to litigate past claims. But when you have a fascist president who tried to undermine the Constitution of the United States and inspired an insurrection against the government, you can't move on from that. You're just asking for more insurrection in the future if federal authorities don't move as aggressively as possible against those domestic terrorists. Hey, thanks so much for watching our YouTube channel. You can follow up on today's top stories and breaking news, or catch up on your favorite MSNBC shows all in one place. Download the NBC News app today.